Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Heed Army podcast. It's an absolute pleasure to be back with you. Before we go any further, though, thank you to our sponsors, and I can point both ways and not miss them. See, I've learned after years of doing it. Thank you, Northern Print Solutions, and our partners at Hope and Glory. And as I say, last week was a fantastic evening. Thank you to everyone that joined us and everyone that tuned in to the show. We raised just over £400 on the night. That was £200 for the Supporters Society and for the Gateshead FC Foundation. It was a lovely night. We'll talk about it soon, but get your messages in. There's new players have arrived. We've got one last game in pre-season, and then it all starts a week on Saturday at home to Southend. So it's all starting to ramp up. Get your messages in. But joined by the roving traveller. He's back, Mickey.
I know.
There he is.
Jamie gets beaten the sun. I've still got a better tan than him.
Yeah, someone asked about that. They said, God, you don't have much of a tan. And anyway, I'm back to work. Hey, never mind this bloody Jamie get. I'm back to work. Straight on.
Let's talk about our man in Morocco. Did you get on bended knee?
What a start to a show. No, I didn't. No, we'll keep it for a special occasion, Davey.
A special occasion?
We'll do it live on the podcast.
500 shots.
When we'll win the league. When we'll win the league, Dave, yeah?
That's it. But by the sound of it, I missed the best night of the year.
Yeah, my mic just fell on my lap there. 1 second, I'll put it back up. Yeah, no, it was a fantastic night, Mickey, wasn't it? And
yeah, it was a really good night.
A massive thank you to Fred and all his employees at the Fog on the Tyne. It was a great night. The food was lovely as well. They donated meal prizes and a bottle of bourbon as well on the night for the raffle. And also a big thank you to 1080 Trees for dropping in as well. And they did a tribute Ozzy Osbourne with one song as well. It was fantastic. And
they were absolutely brilliant.
We'll wish them all the best.
Also, all the great prizes as well that were given out.
Yeah, I mean, the prizes just kept coming on the night as well. People brought more, and it really did bring it up. But as I say, as ever, although Trina's just beaten her by a couple of minutes, Trina's put evening all, but our listener of the year as well, Darcy, she got a little present off us. So we hope that, Darcy, that that you've ate all the sweets and you're drinking out your Heed on Me podcast mug with your headphones on, listening to us. So yeah, and just put great show last week. I bet it was. You got a prize.
Yeah.
Mason has put evening. And we've got Mr. Farnfield trying to cause trouble here. He's put, hello, boys. Davey, when I said last week on the podcast I'd donate £20 if you didn't read out the full message, see below. He's put, I'll donate £20 at the South End game if Mickey and Dave stand up and duet. You're the one that I want. I'll make it 50 if they sing it complete with microphone for all to hear pitch side at half time on the South End game. Sadly, we stopped taking donations. So
I really don't think they want to hear us two sing "You're the One That I Want."
No, but I think
this is like the half-time show. Forget the Super Bowl. We can have used to it, the half-time show.
Oh, we'll have a wardrobe malfunction on Mickey like we did with Janet Jackson many years ago. We've got Vanessa. She's put, evening all, congratulations on the money raised last week. I hope I haven't missed too much. No, as we say, it was a lovely show and a massive thank you to everyone that come out. Those faces that we didn't know as well, which was lovely. We didn't get to say hello to everybody, especially before the show. We were having to sell raffle tickets and set everything up. But there was, as I say, there was new faces there, which was amazing. And thank you very much for coming along and being part of it. And also the few strangers that walked in the bar and didn't realize there was a live podcast on and that they were live on the internet when they walked in the bar. But it was a lovely evening, and we can't thank everyone enough. And you spoke to Steve Thornton, and you said that the money raised was going to be used straight away, Mickey.
Yeah, Naz and Clarkey are going to do basketball training, like coaching. So they just bought some basketball gear. So the money they got for that was going to be used to basically paid for the basketball gear they wanted. So delighted, absolutely delighted. Plus the Soul thank you as well for the donation on their emails. So yeah, it was an absolutely cracking night. I am so pleased so many people turned up. It was an absolute pleasure to see so many people there, and to raise the money we did, even better.
Yeah,
And it was really like a good positive start as well, wasn't it? A new season,
Yeah.
wanting some positivity. You got it, lads. And hey, too, well done to you two as well. You behind the scenes, you pulled all the strings. So well done, lads.
It was a busy night, wasn't it, Mickey?
Yeah. So what I mean, we're playing the domino cards and things like that, and everyone chipped in.
And while we're on, I want to give I did it last week on the show, but a big full run through of the thanks of people. Of course, Fred at the Fog on the Tyne. There was Chris from our cars that gave and Sapori. He gave the £50 Sapori voucher, which I'm still chasing up. Don't worry, I'll get it for David Chambers. There was the hampers made by Therese and Sophie. I've been calling her Teresa for years. Apparently her name's Therese. I got it wrong for that.
Well, she gets called Trez.
Trez, that's it, Trez. I'm calling her Trees on. I see I'm doing it wrong again. I'm sorry, Trez, don't hit us. And as I say, there was John Dick donated a bottle of wine. There was I'm trying to think there's just that much.
Hope and Glory.
Hope and Glory, Rick at Hope and Glory sent us a £100 voucher. There was also say vouchers that went out for the Stone Trough as well. That was part of the Fog on the Tyne prizes. There was so much, and if anyone hospitality Bernard as well. And a big shout out to Bernard, because I don't think many people knew this. We raised about 320 something or 17, and Bernard out of his own pocket put it up to 400, so that both organisations would get £200 each. I know he didn't do it to be mentioned, but sometimes credit where credit's due, and as I say, Bernard was right there at the end, along with a few others, which was lovely. Just a lovely night, and it was nice to see so many families there as well. A lot of children that watched this, and as I was saying, it was just a pity that we didn't get to chat to more people because it was just so busy. But it's really heartwarming to see that there was lots of people that we don't know, because we mentioned a lot of the same names on the chat facility. If you're one of them people that came along, please message us, send in. We're not going to mock anybody. We might not agree with your opinions, but we don't agree with each other's, so it doesn't make any difference. We've got Embracing the Vision as put, good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Just to clarify, Mickey can see Trina okay tonight.
Yeah, that is because of spending more. Where she was sitting in the front of the stand, people kept walking past her all the time, and Trina's thinking of emailing Spenny more, because so many people walk past and stop to see in the game. She says it's like I paid £10 to watch people's arses.
Yeah. I thought it was in reference to last week when we were sat down planning the show, and then all of a sudden Mickey's glasses just fell apart on his face.
I know.
Put tape on them.
Yeah.
No, I had some super glue with this because it fell apart at home.
Even though Patrick and I thoroughly enjoyed last week's live show, looking forward to my big birthday bash tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, Christopher.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christopher. Happy birthday to you.
I'll give you some as well. There we go. Look at that. You don't get the podcast. So fantastic. We have a lovely birthday. Let's have a little look around here. What else?
I think he's 40, isn't he?
He might be. Might be. We've got Mickey. Yours is Rust. I don't know what that's in reference to. I can't remember what. My memory's terrible at the minute.
I have no idea.
Steely, did you go to Marrakesh? I was there in January.
Christopher, I did. I went to the markets, which was just like amazing. But there was one stall which basically you could just buy any counterfeit football shirt from Europe, any team. It was just on there.
Couldn't get Gateshead.
Sadly, I couldn't find it. So
no. Thankfully, you couldn't find it for our sponsors, our partners at Hope and Glory.
Yeah.
You want to wear the real thing, the real McCoy.
Mine's in the water. Sorry, Rick.
Yeah. He's been on holiday. We need to get him well versed. Trina's put fab show last week. We know it was fantastic. And the cake. Oh God, I was still eating that cake for 3 days after I demolished it. We had a lovely cake at the foundation.
I would have demolished it the next day, me. Like that'd be in May. I wanted a face planted, Steely.
Yeah. We've got a troublemaker here. Vote for Mickey and Davey to do the halftime show. No. The cake was lovely too from the foundation. It was, and we're still getting people joining us now. Good evening, one and all. Embracing positivity within the club has gone up in recent weeks too. It has. I'll quickly get these ones out because for Soy said thanks for the cake. It was lovely. It was. And vote yes for singing. Trina, you're getting a kick in the shin. We've got happy birthday for tomorrow. We're getting people are sending their messages there, and we've got one here. Keeping the faith, keep singing. When Widrington comes in the second half and Mickey can't sing with him at half time. Yeah, well, there we go. I think he's got to be in his bonnet about the singing. But let's talk about some of the things about the club, not just the podcast. It has been a good week in the transfer market. The eye-catching one for me, which I'll start with, was this man here, Harry Chapman. I thought he was excellent when he played against us last year for Barnet. I've said this to Mickey a couple of times, that he was a player that stood out, where I remembered his name instantly as soon as we signed him. I was like, oh my God, we've got him. In the same way we had Regan when he played against us. I thought he pulled a lot of strings. He's an exciting player. Didn't realise he was from the northeast, to be honest. And the Alan Armstrong links have really helped with that transfer.
Definitely. For those who play FIFA, when you get so far through a FIFA season, the players start regenning. And when you stood and Harry Chapman's facing away from you, he's just like the regen of Regan Booty from FIFA.
There we go.
I wondered where this was going.
I didn't know where it was going there as well. I said, Mickey, it's a PG show still.
That was just a good day, though. There was 2 good signings, and he was the first out of the bag, wasn't he?
And obviously later on, you got this man was announced as well in Dom Telford, or it might be the other way around. I can't remember which way it was, but Dom comes with the Grey Football League. And Mickey, you were down at Spennymoor. You were very impressed with first impressions of Mr. Telford.
Well, first we'll go to Dunstan. I actually got speaking to the lad at Dunstan. And he comes across as a really nice lad, and asked him if he fancied coming on the podcast. And he said he's all for it. Because you know what we're like, especially from lads who are not from the northeast. I mean, and his dad's a Geordie from Jesmond, and he's got family who live out in Hayden Bridge, which he was telling me on Saturday. So, like the lads from outside the area, we like to get them on, give them a good welcome, and hopefully help them settle a bit. I'm sure the lads will help them do that as well. But on Tuesday night, wow, he was on 45 minutes, scored a goal, put an assist in for another one, and played his part in the third one, and he was only on 45 minutes. The lad's barely trained, and wow. I like Harry Chapman as well. He played really well at Dunstan. I think a game might have caught up with him on Tuesday night. I mean, he wasn't bad, but
I think they're a little bit behind in their pre-season prep, but they'll get. But no, I mean, we look at it and it's it's nice to see these players doing what they do. But there was one. I don't think we mentioned it since the last show. I think it happened since the last show. Obviously, that Sorry, I'll get apologies. Tim Akinola has left for Ventures New down to Woking. Wish him all the best. I know there's another Akinola down there, and I'm guessing it might be family. So or just relation. So hopefully he does well. But I think it's well known that when he was brought into the club, he was sold a dream by the perspective of, and we were on the cusp of challenging for the Football League in the playoffs. It's a very different club this season, and you can understand why the young man maybe wanted to go back down south or leave the club for newer prospects, because he's played at a higher level most of his career, and I think he'll be looking to get himself back in the shop window down south.
But he would have got his cell in the shop window here, to be fair. So
True.
you can understand why he wanted to get away. If he
Yeah.
wants away, and so be it, let them go. I'd rather want someone who's fully committed to the cause. And that's not having to go, because I think Akinola is a really good player. I'd love to him to stay, but he wanted to go. So granted, he got his wish. He's gone.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can use that to strengthen other areas. And if any of the other ones want to go, I mean, I'd be heartbroken if they were going to start leaving now. But if they want to go, let them go.
By the way,
just to
go back over, just to pick the positivity up slightly, if you go back over with the two signings, it was a bit of a sort of out of the left field. We weren't expecting it. We just lost Booty to Barrow, and then we felt like sort of morale was dropping a little bit. I was like, oh God, he would go again. We're going to lose loads of players. And then these two lads came in. These are quality. These are not like, young lads coming through. That's nothing against the young lads. The new academy lads signed yesterday.
I mean, I know we can't judge Alan on the pitch at the moment, but his business in pre-season has been phenomenal considering constraints that's been talked about, and his words being taken out of context, so to speak, when he said he was going to give young lads a chance, which we'll get into soon. But he said he was still going to bring experience in and players that wanted to be here. Now you talked about Tom Telford there, the family links in the northeast. He wants to, and he said in his interview when he joined the club that he wants to make a second home here. Of course, he's probably visited here a lot when he was younger and things like that. If his dad's from Newcastle, it makes sense if if like you said, we can make these lads feel welcome. Harry Chapman, I think he's a Teesside lad. These players are, they're wanting to put down roots. They're playing in the peak of their career.
They just want to play football, to be honest, Davey. Yeah. They just want to play.
They want to play football. They trust the manager. They trust the manager. That's what it is. They're buying into the manager. I know a lot of people were a little bit skeptical because obviously the reports that went out and said, look, there's EFL managers applying for the job, and everyone got their hopes just a little bit too high on the expectations of going, EFL manager, we must be pushing for it again. No, we're trying to stabilize the club and build foundations to what foundations were already there that we kind of got away from. And now we're seeing those players come in, and it's lovely. And also as well, another player that returns to the club after an uneventful first stint on loan, Josh Home. There he is there. He's back, of a Northeast lad as well. He's here to prove a point. And, when you look at, obviously, I think last year when he came in, the caliber of players in front of him was maybe a little bit hard for him to get in. We all think it was a strange loan move because we were stacked in midfield, and to bring a midfielder in was a little bit strange at the time. But Mickey, you said he had a good, he posted one of his highlights, a lovely through ball for a chance at Spennymoor. But he's
at Dunstan as well. He played well at Dunstan as well. He just got the ball, kept it simple, and moved it on. And he done. I mean, the whole lot of the team looked much sharper at Dunstan, at Spennymoor. Sorry, to what they did at Dunstan.
Probably the level of opposition as well, Mickey. You know what I mean? Sort of slightly better.
Maybe, but at the end of the day, Steely, you play what's in front of you, and I've been Josh Holmes' biggest critic. I didn't see why he got brought in last year when we had all them midfielders, and that's not having to go at Josh Holmes.
No.
Because I thought we had like Fenton John, we had Connor Panny, and I thought you didn't need another midfielder at the time. But Josh Holmes come in, and in pre-season, he's really changed my attitude towards the lad.
Aye, good. Well, it's happened in the past. If you remember, like Macaulay Langstaff, when we got him back, I remember shaking my head thinking, "Why have we got him back? He's useless."
Exactly.
I said to Mickey, when you look at the picture,
before you go any further, Davey, can I just say something, and then you can go in with this conversation? No. What David's about to say to you, well, it was like a light bulb, and I thought, you know what, that lad makes a really good point, and the point Davey's going to make now.
Oh, you want to see it? What I was going to say is, like, when Macaulay Langstaff came back, we were all kind of maybe underwhelmed because he hadn't really had a good chance when he the first time round at York. He hadn't really tore up any trees at the level below, and then he come back and I'm trying to think of who the other player was that I mentioned as well.
Owen Bailey.
Owen Bailey. You know, there's a few people where we've looked and went, you know, and I would equate, you know, Josh Holmes, because he was the under-21 captain at Birmingham for a while. You know, he wanted to go out and play man's football. He's probably been stuck in the system too long, like your Greg Ollies, like your Owen Baileys. And, you know, this is his chance. He's close to home. You know, you can see his parents whenever, his friends, and hopefully he can get in a happy, nice place and kick on.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think sometimes we are too quick to judge. You know, not all players develop at the same pace, you know, and, you know, Macaulay being that, it's, you know, about headspace and getting things right. But Josh Holm, there he is. He's here. And as I say, we'll keep on the positive notes. I mean, we've had 2 players come through the academy setup that have been changes. In Lucas Lowry, who's had a good pre-season. Carter Milmore hasn't looked out of place, had some good performances last year in a struggling side at times. And then also this man here, only 17, he has looked absolute mustard in pre-season. I think he's got a lot of learning still to go. He probably still admits that, but he wants to play man's football, and that's why he's signed for Gateshead. There's a lot of interest in him from the EFL. And, you know, when he's been on the pitch, he hasn't been found wanting, lads.
I have been really impressed with Callum Bourne. If you remember, he come on in the team when we beat Blythe 7-0, and the young'uns come on, he dropped his shoulder, went past 2 and fired just wide. We've seen a lot of him in pre-season. He's probably like Josh Holm. He's probably gonna get stuck on a steak and Guinness diet and gone on the wheel. But we've got 3 players in, and you know how I feel about young kids coming up through the academy into the first team. I absolutely love it, and I'm absolutely delighted for them 3 lads.
It is. It's amazing, and also to put a point, I think, you know, maybe that's what Alan was alluding to. That those 3 players, a couple of players that he wanted to bring into the first team from the academy or, you know, from the youth setup, and, you know,
with the experience we've got.
Yeah, you know, I think it's a nice blend. I mean, you know, they'll have to use them, I'm not going to say sparingly, but they're going to have to use them well and not burn them out, because he's a young lad. Look, there's going to be bullies out there, or should I say journeyman defenders, that'll give him a clip, give him a tackle, try and take him out of the game early when he comes on as a sub, because he's going to be fresh legs, he's going to be dangerous. And, you know, they've got to use him right. And, you know, it's all a learning curve for him, Carter and Lucas.
But that's why players like the assistant manager.
But you add in Connor Panny and Ollie Thompson. That's 5 academy products in the first team, professionals, local lads, and keeping that hub in there. And you've got Kenton. Grayson feels like a local lad because he's, you know, I know he's 3rd season here, but you know, it's just feels like things are just getting together again, which we kind of lost in the mix of all of them players where we were striving to stay in the playoffs last year.
Well, you look at the sorry, Steve.
No, we're just transitioning, but that's where people like Butterfield as well, like with his experience, like exactly. He's 34, he's at the end of his sort of playing career, still a great player. I think that was a great move by the club to keep him. But his experience, he can talk to these young lads and talk about, you know, how to develop and how to, you know, keep your head on it, you know. So go on, Mickey, what are you going to say?
I was just going to go along the same lines. I mean, if you look at the young'uns there, who they've got to learn from, I mean, you just 2 new signings there, Johnson and Ferguson. They've got a lot of experience. They can talk them. You've got Kenton and Joe. You've got Jacob Butterfield. You've got the talismanic giant up front, Frank Nubler, who's been around the block. All these have got little pearls of wisdom that these lads will.
Well, you've got the manager who's played at the top. You know, he's played Premier League football. You know, so you know all these lads will be chipping in about, you know, like this, you know, and hopefully sort of nurture them through this, you know, next few years. Because you're right, they're not going to get massive game time. Let's be honest, they're not going to get, you know, we're not going to get, you know, week after week of first team football. But they know that, and you know, it's just getting the chance when the opportunity when it comes along. So yeah, it's good.
definitely.
I
And
mean,
also, there's another player which I'm trying to get his photo in, as Will Flint has come in as well. Young lad.
he has been superb since he come in.
I mean, we
I
signed him
really like that lad.
on a season-long loan from Doncaster Rovers. He had a good loan spell last season at
Darlow.
Darlington, won Young Player of the Year, and took his goal well, the headed goal on Tuesday night at Spennymoor. So yeah, it's building. It's a youthful side with experience in there, and that's really
Player
good.
we've not talked about is Kane Adam as well. He's looking all right in pre-season.
He's looked really sharp. Lee's message there tells it like it is.
Really has. I mean, we've got.
yeah.
I'll go through some of these messages so we don't let them build up. Callum Bowen has been brilliantly, honestly. We've got Herd Bone had suitors at EFL clubs, and Alan said when signed, yeah. We've got Callum Bowen, unreal lad too. Got potential, of course, Gateshead lad as well. We've
any idea where he's from?
Gateshead. Apparently, he played for Gateshead Rutherford. So he's a Gateshead lad.
I used to go to school with the last Carolyn Bowen, and he's got similar looks. I wonder if Carolyn's his ma.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out. So if the Bowen family are watching, drop us a line. See if Mickey remembers his mum. But
lovely last Carolyn.
Yeah, well, I'll get the picture of Will Flint. There he is there. As I say, handsome young man, and we're looking forward to seeing him on the pitch for Gateshead this season going forward. As I say, we've had some decent players on loan from.
Francis about him.
Yeah, we've had decent players on loan from Doncaster throughout the years. Of course, Craig Nelthorpe had successful stints at the club as well. Very entertaining player.
You forgot Morecambe, Sam Kitchen.
Yeah,
Brian Rowe.
Yeah, there's
Sam Kitchen was a player, wasn't he? God.
Yeah,
All Marquis.
Long lineage of players between Gateshead and Doncaster, and of course Colin Richardson managed Doncaster as well. So there is a lot of links there.
I wonder what Doncaster Rovers thought of Richardson.
Yeah. I don't think they enjoyed his stint, but we have got someone that Mickey knew better than me. I'll put a picture up and I'll let Mickey talk about this. We had this sad news last Thursday.
Wow. Kelvin. aka Woody. I've spent quite a bit of time with Woody when I was on a computer course with him, and we're moving on Tyne and Weir. What a great lad, absolute great lad, well-known photographer. I took up photography just to help his mental health, and went on and become an absolutely phenomenal photographer. He covered Gateshead Ladies, Dunstan, Bolden, Liam Lane Rangers on a Saturday and a Sunday, and I'm absolutely devastated. He's gone. His funeral's next week. It come as a real shock when I've found out.
And just to cut across you there, Mick, I don't think people realised. Obviously, you can tell by the way Mickey's talking. He's upset about it. We found out about 20 minutes before we went on air last week.
Yeah, I think
so it was. Mickey powered through. So it was a very sad loss, and a lot of clubs, including Gateshead.
There's something else I've got to say as well. And if Vanessa's listening, he actually lived in Downley and used to get in a Downley donkey. So, Vanessa, if you knew Kelvin, let us know in the comments, because I was telling him we had a Gateshead Supporters branch in Downley, and he says, "You're joking? I used to live there. I used to get in the Downley donkey." But yeah, he'd be a big miss. He was a lovely guy. I can't tell you how good a photography he was. He had photographs in loads of places, and I was sitting on a computer course with him, and he got a message through. One of his photos had been accepted into a gallery in Austria.
Wow.
But he had pictures everywhere. He worked for some national trust as well, where he was taking photographs. He took this picture of a bee on a flower. I mean, and it was just unreal. It was like
Wow.
life size in front of you. It was amazing, and he was self-taught.
Wow.
And what a lad to have a big crack. And I remember when we signed Ked, he messages said you've signed a cracking player there.
Wow.
Because you've got a really good player there, and every time Ked scored, I'd get a message to you. I tell you.
This is how I seen him at the Gateshead ladies game, which also brings us in for a little bit of news with the ladies. Of course, Gateshead ladies are having open sessions at the moment. So if you want to join the Gateshead ladies, if you think you've got what it takes, Gateshead ladies are hosting an open session to recruit new players ahead of the 25-26 season. Training Tuesday night between 8 and 9:30, and match days, of course, on Sunday, both held at the Gateshead Stadium 4G pitches. The program analysis with VO technology, goalkeeper specific training, free Gateshead FC season ticket with free gym access, and match and training kit included. So if you're interested in that or know a budding footballer that fancies themselves as the next Steph Horton, get yourselves along to that. But that also brings us in to news that broke this past week that Gateshead International Stadium have got new tenants, and it's going to be the WSL Team 2 of Newcastle United ladies, who will be playing their games predominantly on a Sunday afternoon at Gateshead International Stadium. Now, this does come with benefits. You imagine the pitch will be getting looked after by Newcastle United ground staff, and I'm guessing there'll be one or two upgrades to the changing rooms and things like that by reading between the lines of the announcement. But obviously, it's no one at the club's fault. The club knew nothing about this until just before it was announced. But obviously, this will hamper Gateshead ladies. You would think they play on a Sunday, roughly about the same time.
One of the main things for me, it's got nothing to do with the club and GLL, who own the stadium. They're well within the rights to get someone in and make more money. That's what they took it over for.
Exactly.
What gets me is if Newcastle ladies are playing on the Sunday and Gateshead ladies are playing on the Sunday as well, where the hell are they going to get changed, and where the hell are they going to park? Because the car park will be full. So I hope they're going to start reserving the space for our lads to park.
There might be changing facilities in the Gateshead College bit. You would hope, and they might. I would imagine they would have to keep a car park available for Gateshead FC ladies at the back behind the college.
Yeah,
you would have to say that would or give them the field down behind the stadium, the hockey pitch. You know, you would hope. I'd really hope, and if there's you never know who's watching, but if there is anyone from the people who run Gateshead Stadium, please do hold a fort for Gateshead FC ladies. Yes, there might not be the money makers that NUFC ladies are. We completely understand that, but please look after them. It's
the part of our football club, and it's going to be a real kick in the teeth for them lasses to be playing on the Astro turf when Newcastle's playing on that pitch, and they haven't had a chance to play on it yet.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a real kick in the teeth for the lasses, and I feel heartily sorry for them. I really do. But at the end of the day, GLL's got to make money for themselves as well.
Yeah,
I understand that. I really understand that.
It's just an awkward position, but we understand the logistics of it. Well, not the logistics, the logistics of pain in the backside, but we understand the reality of why they're doing it. They've got to make the stadium profitable.
Pay for itself.
Yeah, it's got to pay for itself because there is a lot of work still needs doing on that stadium, even in the main stand. Although I haven't been in it since the end of last season, there was big patches of seats missing and things like that. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and if that's how it happens, to help it get back to the way it should be, then Do you
have any news on the pitch? Obviously, we didn't have home friendlies.
I believe it's all in hand, and I'd imagine with the Newcastle United ladies coming on board, they'll be looking at it as well, because obviously the pitches in the second level of the ladies game is quite high standard, and there's a lot of eyes on the pitch with sponsors and things like that. So I'd imagine they'll be getting on top of that. But I'm only surmising that. We have got a couple more messages coming in. Josh Ewell has put great words, Mickey, an incredible talented photographer, but more a phenomenal bloke, a huge miss.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
We've got Vanessa. Yes, I know the name. I thought so with you all. Such sad news. We've got one here. Hopefully, we'll see a possible lineup for the first game of the season against Dalton. You imagine it'll be a stronger side. That one. We've got, I think Callum Bowen was at Newcastle Blue Star too. I saw they had tweeted about him. They had, and as had Rutherford and I think Josh Ewell. I'll just scroll back up. Yeah, he's got there. Evening, lads. Fantastic news about Callum Bowen. Looks like he played for Gateshead Rutherford as a junior. Yeah, so he's a talented young man. I missed this message as well. How much is Kenton enjoying wearing that captain's armband?
He's been phenomenal.
I would compare it to when we seen Greg Ollie get the captain's armband. You know, he's really carrying himself well. You can see the way he moves with the ball. He's an experienced player now, even though he's still young in age. You know, I think he's going to thrive under that captain's armband.
That responsibility. Right.
Yeah. One question I was asking to the lads I was stood with at the game. You're a Spennymoor fan and you've seen Kenton Richardson come back. I wonder how much you'd be impressed with how much he's improved since he's was at Spennymoor.
You would imagine it must be
different player.
David Traun has put hi all.
Oh, Donny.
Steve Thornfield makes an interesting case here, because I hope Newcastle United ladies aren't going to brand out of NUFC rubbish all over as it's Heed's home game first and foremost for almost 50 years. I'd imagine anything that's branded will be taken down on the day. You know, probably the same with our, because we've had carte blanche, so to speak, of leaving advert boards up on the far side, and imagine they might have to be covered in the coming season for their games, which is completely understandable. They don't want to be advertising someone that hasn't paid. You know, so I'd imagine that's all the things and logistics that they'll be looking into. So I feel awful for the lasses being involved with the women's game. Yeah, I mean, you never know. There might be a change. There might be. Is there no practical? Is it?
I thought that with Alan as well. I could
quite possibly. Yeah. Possibly, I'd imagine that, you know, they might work around it. You know, as I say, that there's.
I think it depends on cups, though. You know what I mean? You can't, if you get a home draw in the cup, there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean?
What the good thing is for Gateshead ladies is that they have got the option with floodlights to be able to play games at night if they so needed to do so. So maybe Gateshead FC ladies, if the other teams are willing, could play Monday night games.
You know, but you've got to remember how our lasses work.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If it can be arranged and, you know, it's agreeable, then who knows? It might be a case of changing the fixture date.
Have you shifted to Saturday, Mickey? Have you ever known the ladies moved to Saturday?
Well, you're looking at lasses changing shifts, and it's not just our players, every other team's players.
It's sweet. No, that's fine. That's a good point.
Peter Walton has put, great to hear the stadium has an extra use. Newcastle ladies should stop the place being run down. All involved can be winners here with goodwill. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, you know, as we said, the stadium has been run down. It's been gradually, I'm not going to say condemned, but there's been stands have been closed. They haven't been open for full, you know, the full capacity. We've seen in the main stand seats being, you know, having to be taken away because they were rotten at the brackets. They weren't staying on the fixings. So yeah, you would hope it would do that. Just on about you know, goodwill and links with Newcastle. We did get a message on our Facebook page from one of the lads that runs War Flags. Now there was a little bit of a communication breakdown, which I'll hold my hands up to. He messaged us, and I was in the shops with my mum. I had my son, and I should have waited, and I didn't read the message properly. He's from War Flags, and I forgot what our version was called. And obviously with the War Club thing and that, I replied back, oh yeah, if you contact War Flags, they'll help you. I can't remember what. And then he's like, he replied back with, "We all wore flags," with an annoyed face. And then I offered him to come on, said, "Sorry for the confusion. I mentioned what, I was in the supermarket. My mum's half blind. She's in an electric wheelchair trying to wipe things out. And I've got a 7-year-old run around asking for loads of toys. So I shouldn't have replied when I did. But I've offered them on if they want to come on the show, but there's been no reply. They've ghosted us since. They've looked at the messages, but they haven't looked. So the offer was open, but as I say, I don't know what they could have really done apart from leave some flags at the stadium. But we've already got ours, haven't we? So I don't know what link up there could have been. But always interested to look, and we said, I'm sure if they had any ideas, the listeners would be able to chip in and maybe suggest something or even offer to help. But the offer's there. We'll see if we get a reply. We've got another message here. Sean Parry, in a way, it will be damned if they do and damned if they don't do with the ladies team. Yeah, it's a situation that been thrust into, not the club thrusting the ladies team into. That's what we've got to remember. And let's give this the people who run the stadium the benefit of the doubt and see what is put in place first, before anyone gets annoyed. But it is a little bit of a shame for the ladies on that front to have.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we're bright enough to know that JLL has got to look after the stadium and they've got to make it pay.
It's got to wipe its nose.
So exactly. So
something that we were going to come into very, very shortly here, Mason, is but looking like Morecambe are going to be no more by Monday. I'm absolutely gutted for the Morecambe fans. Yes, we mentioned this a little bit last week and a couple of weeks ago because someone thought we were talking about our club on a YouTube short. Just having a little look, the Punjab Warriors and the minority shareholders have put up a post, and basically this is what is going to happen at the moment. Morecambe FC have shut down and will cease all football operations by the end of the week. Now, the owner, I'm not going to say his name. I
didn't give him airspace. He's not worth it.
I don't like the way he's conducted himself. I thought his messages online about saying that his pens ran out of ink and he'll only sign it when it's right is a kick in the face to the fans and the people that potentially want to save the club and put the money in and clear the debts. My fear is there's more debts than what the potential owners are going to find. And he's got form. Worcester Wolves went under his tenureship. And it does look, as I say, also this earlier in the week, Morecambe have had the first 3 games postponed as well.
But
you've only got 10 players as well at this moment in time because their wages haven't been paid. Their contracts are null and void, I believe, and they can go off and search for other opportunities, and some have in Ireland. So it's really got to the point now where it feels like Bury, it feels like Macclesfield. I'm praying there is a happy ending to Morecambe, but I don't think there will be.
But this is so annoying. It's like a broken record, though. It just happens in football every year. There's a club. I mean, look at our rivals, Blythe. Yeah, rivalry aside, they nearly went to the wall last year because of a dodgy deal with with an owner. And there's so many examples, Macclesfield, as you say. But there's loads, of these clubs who get bought by an owner who's going to save them and take them into the championship. But in fact, it's all a bit dodgy, shady, and they lose money. And it just keeps happening.
I'm not going to use this to score points or anything and go against some of the people online. But people go, oh, well, at least we've still got a club. That used to be the motto, of the naysayers. Oh, well, at least we've still got a club, just because we're not challenging or doing all these things. Yes, at least we've still got a club. We've got a hardcore of about 1,500, if we're lucky. They've got 6,000 fans a home game. Put that into perspective. 6,000, they can afford to do things. And I've got 6,000 fans, and they're still facing it in the barrel at this minute, looking down the barrel.
Yeah.
Right. And yes, we are damn lucky to be here. And anyone that says different needs to have a look at Morecambe. And it's such a knife edge. We could have been that several times in the time of following Gateshead. We were hours away before 2018. Before the club got back. It's
remarkable what's been achieved by Gateshead Football Club in the people behind it. Really, you know. I know we're getting negative, and the end of last season was awful and all this kind of stuff. But as you said, here we are, a club in the National League. We're not going to push for the championship, but I think it's going to be all right.
Even if they've got to turn it round, Morecambe are going to be cannon fodder. They're going to have a 10-point deduction because of administration. Regardless, they've only got 10 outfield players.
Most of them, I believe.
It's looking horrendous there, and I hope it pulls through, but I just don't see it. I don't see it.
No. Come in there. It's where I think it was Mark on another podcast said it. The EFL need to take stock of what's going on in their league, because we are quick to slag off the National League.
Yep.
With and sometimes within reason, but how many basket cases are going to fall out the EFL for the National League to sort?
Yeah.
Not only is that you've had Southend, obviously we were in this league and it was an idiot of an owner. Well, you've got Morecambe now. You've had Oldham.
Yeah.
How many more are going to drop with the EFL? The EFL need to have a good look at themselves, and it's about time. I've said it to the lads off air before. When it gets to a certain stage, there should be a compulsory selling order.
Yeah.
Scunthorpe, that was another example a few years back.
Scunthorpe, yeah. Another one that dropped the EFL pocket cases. York were the same.
Stockport County, they had a bit of a dodgy turn as well.
They did.
Apparently, it's the northeast corner is the flag part, isn't it? Now for the on the home games. That's where they do. Yeah. I'm sure that's where it is. With that Tyne Taylor Talks at Centre Stand.
I think that's right. No, I think that is right. Aye.
We've got more cash needs to filter down from the top, i.e. Premier League. It's never going to happen. They're not going to let go of their
unless they didn't want to play a cup replays, and then it's a completely different matter altogether.
Yeah. That they say that the half giver. This National League Cup is their way of giving money, believe it or not. That's why they're going to do it. Isn't this why the government set up an independent body to govern football? It is, but it's not fit for purpose. We've known that. We've known it for over...
I know that they're trying to sort it, though, Davey, aren't they?
Yeah. But, yeah. I mean, it's not just... Well, you see, you've got Sheffield Wednesday as well. It's not just more...
Yeah.
Mr. Luke says, well, these are big clubs with big... I mean, Christ, our class... Chef Wed is a massive club.
Yeah. Huge.
When you look at Chef Wed, if they got in the Premier League, there'd be 30,000-40,000 watching them week in, week out.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt. Right.
But yeah, it's been a heartbreaking tale for them. But for us at the moment, we've got a lot of positivity. Darlington, of course, this Saturday. And then the games start next. Well, it's 9 days away now, isn't it? For the start. Southend is home. You're able to get your tickets online already if you haven't already, without saying already 20 times. So please get along to that. Let's get behind the lads. Let's show the new lads what the Heat Army is all about and get behind them. Also as well, a link in the description if you haven't got your new home shirt yet from Hope and Glory, of course, partners of the podcast. Would be a miss if we didn't say get your home shirt ready for the start of the season, or your away shirt. Both very nice. Mickey's got his away shirt and he looked very dapper last week.
Have you got an away shirt, Mickey? Oh
yeah, it's actually in the washing machine.
No, it better not shrink.
No, it's
quality.
If you're 3XL, get the next one up.
Okay.
Because it's taking baggy.
Just a question. Has anyone heard from Duke and Duchess?
We had the Duke pulling out the raffle tickets.
Oh, superb!
And I'm sure
why is he not been on the podcast? Where's his messages?
I think they're on holiday at the moment. They're down.
They're in Cambridge. Yeah, the way to see his family. The way is the Duchess. The way to see the Queen. His mother.
They are cutting their holiday short to come back for the
Southend game.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a strange one here. Alan Guest has said, just looked at Morecambe FC website and surprise, the page was not available. So that tells you that bill hasn't been paid, doesn't it? If that's been pulled down.
They've gone. There'll be forms way down the league somewhere, won't there?
You know what it is? I mean, all these owners. I mean, I can't remember the Burke that was in charge of Southend, and then you've got the Burke that's in charge of Morecambe, and you had the Burke that was in charge of Bury, and the Burkes that were in charge. You know, hopefully these cannot ever run a business again.
Yeah,
There shouldn't be a limit.
But Mickey, the Morecambe guy, wasn't he in charge of somewhere else and did dodgy deals?
Yeah.
So he drove them into the ground. So how on earth has he managed to then get a hold of Morecambe when there's this like fit and proper test, and they say, oh well, you know, last year you screwed this club, you know, like I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
It's crazy.
Probably different names, Trina's saying.
Well. You think they would look more around it than that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had the Hong Kong business shipping magnate, didn't we? We all knew it was the Thai that was running the club.
Yeah. We've got don't forget Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
How many clubs are going to go to the wall before the EFL does something? How do these people pass fit and proper persons test? Well, I think by the sounds of it, it sounds like you just don't have to have a criminal record and no marks against your name of a business.
Yeah,
that seems to be what it is to me.
Yeah.
Well, in the previous owner at Scunthorpe get done for fraud, but changed his name by Depot and still managed to get his hands on Scunthorpe.
I haven't a clue, but you see, if that's the case, it's harrowing, isn't it? It's as easy as that to get round a fit and proper persons test. But it does seem to me that there should be some level of business acumen they have to pass or knowledge of running a business for over 10 years and no criminal record or whatever to get a football club, because it seems to be that it just seems to that as long as you've got no criminal record, as far as it looks like to me, so many of these clubs have been running into the ground.
Yeah, but you can have a criminal record and run America.
Yeah.
There's no bigger tit than Donald Trump.
Absolutely. Before we go down that line, my goodness, just left field, completely different sport. Did you see Newcastle Falcons today?
No.
Yes.
They're being bought by Red Bull. They're going to become known as Newcastle Red Bull, and they're going to pump obviously millions into them. They're going to be another one of the sporting clubs. So there's a random thing for you.
Well, if that's the case, you would imagine Kingston Park will be getting a nice getting done up, or they'll move the ground closer into the city. The Red Bull group seem to do some good things to teams. You know, they've got them all over the world.
Leipzig and all that, yeah.
Do you do realise in Germany, RB Leipzig are absolutely hated?
They are hated. Aye, that's right. Aye.
You've got to have, is it 51% or something? That rule I've got in Germany.
Oh yes.
And they said everyone says in Germany that they sell the soul.
Right. I know there's a Brazilian one, there's an American one. Obviously there's a racing team. There's also a lot. They do a lot of
Newcastle one.
They do a lot of what do you call it as well, don't they? They do a lot of
that flug tag and all that, don't they?
Yeah, the novelty stuff, but they do a lot of boat racing as well. You know, so yeah.
Well, there's that Newcastle Falcons family.
It certainly is. But as I say, if anyone's got any other business, send it in. I'd love to hear from you.
Listen, we haven't, we're still in the friendly stage and we've no idea the strength of other teams. What's your initial thoughts about us for the season? Where do you think what would be constitute as a good season for us?
I think
I've said anywhere between 14th and 5th bottom, it will be a good season for us.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think top 14 would do me. A nice cup run, just stabilise ourselves. But then again, we might surprise a few people, and we might have a phenomenal season. But I think a great season would be, avoiding being near the relegation zone all year. I think that would be nice.
Yeah,
I mean, just going by pre-season, I'm quite impressed with what Alan Armstrong's done so far. I've got to be honest. He's honest, and he's just saying it like it is, and long may it continue.
Yeah. Especially after the negativity, it was a bit deflating when he got the job. Let's be honest, we were a bit deflated, everybody, a little bit. It was other stuff going on as well. But hey, he's done well, and those signings, some of those signings have been superb.
It's happened to Inverness, Caledonian Thistle in the Scottish League as well. Gretna as well.
Yeah.
a strange one. They reached the dizzy heights and then folded.
And that's only because Brooks Milson passed away, bless him.
Yeah.
Unless they would have stayed.
Wow. Mid-table with a cup run, says Ken Webster, and does Johnny Quader on lateral.
Would be nice now, wouldn't it? That'd be nice because we've had the trophy. Let's have a cup run.
Just a little side note back to what we're talking about before with Morecambe and the likes of Chef Wed and all these teams before. I'm quite a fan of what they do in Italy. You know, when these teams have either broke the law, they can't do, they go into administration, when they get demoted, you know, and sanctioned, put right down the leagues, they're not, you know, out of business, but they're back down the bottom to sort themselves back out. Bit like Bordeaux at the moment, they're having a resurgence. Yes, they're probably at the 5th level in France, but they've been able to regroup, get the fans there, and you know, Andy Carroll did great stuff there last year. But you see Fiorentina, Sampdoria, Parma, they've all come back. They've all come back, and you know, they're still big clubs. And you know, why not do that over here? You know, I know there was the threat of Portsmouth being thrown out the EFL. Maybe there's, you know, in hindsight, Man City, there's a threat with them, but money talks. You know,
the bigger the club, the more scared they got, don't they? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let's be honest. I think Southend got away with it personally.
But in Italy, with the, you know, the corruption they've had over there with the mafia and all different types of things, they're not afraid to demote them and just make them start again. And the bigger clubs are back within 4 years. You know, like Rangers got back. Scotland did it to Rangers.
Rangers dropped down.
So, you know, I'd like to say that. Yes, it'd be hard for fans to face, but would you rather that your club could get back on a level footing and come back up, a bit like we did?
Well, I think it's the leagues myself.
Yeah.
Honestly, Dean, the leagues in this, if it's too late to take these now. No, it's not.
No, it's not. You can easily change it around. Computer program will sort it out for you. And if they want to have the club still there, they'll play on a Thursday night, the home games or whatever. Things can be changed. You know what I mean? But we've got John Dick has sent us a message here. Great result at Spennymoor. I'm talking about Louise getting in for an away price.
That's him getting a punch.
Darmy Adam has put squeeze into the playoffs against Altrincham last game of the season.
There's a bold shout.
Wow.
We've got here we are. We've got a couple more signings could see us top 10. You never know. Yeah, we've got top 12 drama free, please. Oh God, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, honestly,
that would be nice, to be honest, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Can we just have like a trouble-free January, please?
Yeah,
you know, just the normal January.
I think on Sean Parry's put the owner at Palace, the owner of I've got demoted. Yeah, so and someone said the French league is in disarray. Yeah, it's turned into a one-team one-team league now, hasn't it? When in years gone by, you used to have the likes of Metz and Marseille and
Monaco,
Bordeaux. There was lots of teams that were chasing it, and it was a competitive league. Whereas now, it is just Paris Saint-Germain with all the money. She delivered a kick in my direction. And nobody wants a kick in the dick. So
wow. Before we go any further, I know it's a thing that doesn't exist. But who's been the player of the preseason so far?
Well, you've seen them more than us, Mickey. I haven't seen them at all.
Well, I know that. I'm putting that out to people who are listening.
I did a listening.
I would say when I've seen Kenton, he's leading from the back, you know, and he's marshalling players around. Where I've seen at Hebben and stuff, and what I've seen on footage looked fantastic. But then, you know, Kane Adams looked electric. So it's nice to see so many players are looking good. But someone's put Kane Adams or Callum Bowen. Yeah, Callum Bowen.
Yeah, keep them coming in. For those who've seen the friendlies, I can't go past Kenton. I think he's looked outstanding. Yeah. But I can see why people are saying Kane Adams and Callum Bowen.
Johnny Gray. Johnny Gray's put drama free. Wouldn't we get bored? Might have no to whinge about. Yeah,
we'd find something to whinge
Oh,
about.
there'll be whinges.
Yeah.
As soon as we get beat, it'll be all doom and gloom again.
Always something. And there we go. Kenton and both keepers have looked good. They have. Well, we've come to the end of the show, lads. This time next week, we'll be sitting there vibrating, excited, ready for the start of the season.
I beg your pardon.
And we want you all to be here with us. We're going to reach out to the club and see if we can get some of the players on next week. It would be nice to get some of the new lads on.
Yeah, it would be nice.
And, try and, push the season off in the right direction. But once again, thank you for last week, everybody. To raise that money for the Soul and the Gateshead Supporters Society and the foundation was nothing short of phenomenal. And we managed to, that money went straight into use for the foundation with the events that they put on through the summer. And we have been retweeting the foundation's football coaching things online. That they've put more on. It's been such a big success so far for the coaching. And we've got a message from Embracing the Village. Cracking show on the Dawn on Saturday. Good night, girls. Looking forward to the halftime show. You can get lost.
I like how you got rid of that message quickly.
Yeah, and also as well, this time next week we'll be getting your predictions in for the prediction league, and I still need to get the winning prize to. I'm trying to St. Geordie.
St. Geordie.
Yeah, St. Geordie needs to pick up his fridge magnet from us at the commentary desk on Saturday at the Southend game, a week on Saturday. So as I say, it's lovely to have Steely back. He's going to tell us about his antics on the nudist beach in Morecambe. So we'll get on that, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Take care. Cheers.
Bye-bye.